This week on the Steel Report.
So we just want to invite veterans to come out and get together.
We don't want them to feel isolated or alienated. We want them to feel like, they still have family also, if it's military family.
Area veterans are invited to several upcoming local events for the holidays.
Saturday, November 30th, starts at 6 o'clock, goes till 8 p.m. Over at Anton's Garden.
It's the annual Waterloo Lights the Night celebration to kick off the holiday season in downtown. And our program begins right now.
Now from KWWL, this is the Steel Report.
And right now, on this week's edition of the Steel Report, I want to welcome back two veterans who have been really in a support role for our veterans right here in the Cedar Valley. Emily Meier is the Veterans Peer Support Specialist for Pathways Behavioral Services with two offices here in the Cedar Valley.
Waverly and Waterloo.
And both in Waterloo and Waverly.
Yes.
Okay, so Emily is also a veteran. Kris Jones, we've had Kris on the show many times before. He's with the original Delta Battery, United States Marine Reserve Unit that went to Desert Storm. I can't believe how many years that's been, Kris, but it's been a long time ago. That's the unit that we followed to the Middle East when they went to Iraq. And actually, we never caught up with you because you were already gone by the time we got there.
Yes, sir.
But for the last several years, Kris has been working really hard with a lot of other people in the organization, and Emily has joined now too as a veteran in supporting our military personnel here in the Cedar Valley with a lot of great events. Emily, why don't you start? You have one coming up. Actually, this airs on Sunday morning, but we put it online on Friday night. So you had a big event coming up just on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Kris and I have gotten together and we planned a bowling event this Saturday from 6:30 to 9:30 at Cadillac Lanes. So we just want to invite veterans to come out and get together and, talk and have a good time and, build those relationships. And, it's important to get out of the house. And as the winter months and things like that are coming, we're trying to get some more events planned so that we can get the veterans out of the house and connected with one another.
Yeah, so you have a lot of great events coming up, and you used to call this organization, and I think you still do, Kris, Coffee Camaraderie, which is really a statewide known organization now because you've been going even as far as Iowa City now for some of your Coffee and Camaraderie. So that's really special to you. What's going on as far as that's along that line?
Well, we're establishing Coffee and Camaraderie going to be in Fort Dodge. We're in Marshalltown now with Todd Jacobus at the Veterans Home. And we're also, they do one there also with the VFW. So they have two there. And then Iowa City, Mason City, and other areas. We're trying to spread out to Rhinebeck also. So we're just trying to keep pushing along as the demand grows. I went to the VSO meeting in Des Moines, and with the 99 counties that have class sessions there. We spoke. I was able to speak in front of everyone, and everyone was intrigued about what we're doing. And a lot of them want to, see what's going on and how they can get involved in it. So. And
you have a big event coming up for Thanksgiving, and I want to point out also with the opening of the brand new AFIL, Americans for Independent Living building out on University Avenue. This is where a lot of your events are going to be held too, with Coffee and Camaraderie and other events. Yeah.
Yes. So on the 28th, Thanksgiving, there's going to be a Thanksgiving dinner. Pastor John and John Barthel, along with Tim, are going to be hosting a Thanksgiving dinner from 1 to 3. And this is for those who don't have the families or the structures or anything like that can come out and enjoy the holiday with their peers. We don't want them to feel isolated or alienated. We want them to feel like, they still have family also, if it's military family. So
is that going to be at AFIL then, or where will that be?
It will be at AFIL, yes.
Okay, so that's Americans for Independent Living, the brand new building that has been remodeled, that we've talked about many times on this program on University Avenue, the old Slumberland building, and we've done quite a number of updates on what's going on out there, because it's really kind of a one-stop shop, isn't it, for veterans? Yes. Well, Emily, talk about that. What difference that has made as far as what you guys are doing? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So AFIL kind of gives our veterans in the community a place to go to connect with veteran resources, and Tim and all the staff know that they can call me or call Kris at any point in time, and Pathways is just a short jaunt down University, and we can come in if veterans are struggling with mental health or if they need that connection to the veteran community. That's what they call us for. And then they also provide, they have a food pantry, they have clothing and other things like that if veterans need that as well. So it's just one central location for veterans to go and get the help that they need.
Yeah, they have a great community room out there. I know they have furniture available for veterans, just lots of things that, as they keep that growing. With Tim Combs, who kind of told me on this program several years ago, it kind of came as a revelation from God to start AFIL. So it's going really strong right now. They had just a big fundraising event here not too long ago, Music with a Mission. Chris, what else you got on your list there?
There's a Veterans Community Coffee that we're going to be doing at Impact Church of Hope on Broadway Street. And this is going to be December 6th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're just reaching out to all those who want to show up and hear information or fellowship and have coffee. And that's just to kind of spread our target areas around so we can welcome and get all the other constituents of the community involved. Sometimes you have to go to where they're at, to make them feel like they deserve the attention, the information and the resources. So we want to make sure that we get wherever we can.
Each of you have given me your phone number, I think, before. Emily, what's your number you want on the screen? Or you want to give that?
319-300-5556. That's my work cell phone through Pathways, so they can call or text that number, and I'm usually available about 8 to 5, Monday through Friday on that number.
And Chris, what about you? You've given me your cell phone before, and you're not afraid to put it out there. So.
No, I have Facebook, the Iowa Military Veterans Group, No Soldier Left Behind, but also my number is 319-269-2937.
I was going to say, go by that again. That's the No Soldier Left Behind. That's a Facebook page that I've come across several times. What's that all about then? Yeah.
That's a page that, just like Coffee and Camaraderie, you can ask questions, you can imply about something and follow up with certain, other conversations. But it's a safe place to go to where if you have questions to ask about certain things that you wouldn't privy to ask anywhere else. We want you to feel comfortable and relaxed enough so, it's a growing history of interactions. So, people might say, oh, I wanted to ask that question, but I don't know how to present it. So they could go to the page and start the conversation.
Kind of
there.
a safe place, you're
Yes.
you're around your comrades, and you feel better about that, asking someone that you trust. Yeah.
And we don't do any of the harassments or other bureaucracies or even politics. We keep that stuff
Keep
out
that
there.
stuff out, for sure.
Try to keep it as natural as
Yeah,
possible.
if you really want to bog it down, you can include that, I suppose.
Yes.
But don't do that. So, and Emily, I'm assuming you have a great support from Pathways Behavioral Services also. So I notice you have another thing in front of you.
Yep. Yeah, so I have a few things through Pathways to talk about. So we have our veteran-run peer wellness and recovery center that we've partnered with the Cedar Valley Sportsplex to offer to veterans. So from 9 to 11 every Thursday morning, we have a group that meets at the Sportsplex. Veterans are more than welcome to use the Sportsplex facility, while they're there. And the Sportsplex has been great. They've been really open and generous towards us. They provide the coffee for us every week, and so that's just been a great place for veterans to come, talk, fellowship, get out of their head a little bit, and exercise if that's what they want to do. And then Pathways, we also have other peer-run wellness and recovery centers. We hold one in Waverly, we have one in Independence, we have one in Waterloo, we have one in New Hampton, and one in Parkersburg. So these are all wellness and recovery centers that are ran by people who have lived experience with mental health or substance use. And that kind of allows a safe space, kind of how we do with veterans, where people who have those lived experiences can come and talk to somebody else who's had that lived experience and fellowship with them and play games and, again, get out of the house, out of their head, reduce isolation and things like that. So I have a calendar too I can share with you, just kind of what the dates and times for those different things are.
Yeah, the Sportsplex, Cedar Valley Sportsplex, I use that a lot myself. So veterans on Thursdays, you actually can just walk in. You don't need to make a reservation or anything, right? Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So from 9 to 11 when we're there, veterans are more than welcome to come into the Sportsplex, use the track and field, use the gym area, and then they also have been able to do tours of the facility and things like that if people have additional questions. So.
Chris, what else do you have on your list here? Anything coming up real imminent?
Yeah, we have our annual Christmas party, Coffee Camaraderie Christmas party. That's going to be on the 7th of December, and that's from 11:30 to 1. And we want to keep the light mode and the essence of the spirit of Christmas there, so those who don't have the families can participate in this and get the interaction and the fellowship and the spirit, you know. And we do it early enough in the month, so it's not congested around the holiday.
Right.
So we want people to, you know, have their family with us and their interaction with us, but still be able to participate in their own little family events.
And where will that be held then?
And this will be held at AFIL also.
Also, okay, Americans for Independent Living. That's going to be a facility. It's going to be. It looks to me like you're already
Yeah,
starting to
rock and
really
roll.
take advantage of that. I'm really great that you guys have hooked up with Tim and everybody at AFIL to make this happen. Okay, what else is going on? When you said both of you, well, last time we talked, it was back in April, I think, Emily. You talked about your own military experience, and you've been able to use that experience now to help others in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of part of my role at Pathways, is to be able to, you know, work with our veterans and tell them, you know, hey, I've been there. I've navigated the VA system. I've applied for disability through the VA. I've done all these things. And yes, it's a hard, long, complicated process a lot of the time, but we've done it. I've done it. Kris has done it. So many other people in the community have done it, and you can do it too. And that's such an important thing to be able to tell people, because sometimes, you know, you get stuck and you're in your head or something like that, and you feel like nothing is going to get better, or it's such a long process and things like that. So to be able to tell them, yes, the system works, we just have to work it, you know.
And Kris, you stay in contact with your guys from the Delta Battery, and I know that was a very, in fact, you guys fired more howitzer shells than any other unit in the United States during that Desert Storm, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, and that's the, you know, that's what the effectiveness and efficiency goes into play. You know, a lot of the other units, you know, they had shortcuts. You know, they had shortcuts and they wasn't as effective and efficient. So we practiced as if our life depended on it, because we didn't practice as often to be able to develop shortcuts. So, you know, we wanted to make sure we did our job effectively and efficiently without the risk of anybody's lives or anything like that. So took pride in our job, took pride in bringing our personnel back, and just working on their mental now.
I was going to say, do you know people who are still struggling a little bit, or is everybody coming out of it in pretty good shape?
There's some struggling, and if I can elaborate a little bit.
Sure.
There's some struggling, and some, you know, I try to get involved into the system. I try to be openly apparent about certain things on the pages and stuff. And we try to do annual events, you know, that's going to be at AFIO now. So, you know, we're just trying to make sure that we follow up. Follow up is the key word, following up with everybody's welfare. Because a lot of times you just think that, oh, this Marine should be able to deal with this, you know, because, you know, he's tough and whatever else. And people don't understand that, you know, we've changed, you know, from certain experience and exposures, and we need help. We're proud. We don't know how to ask for help, but we do need help. We need the help of all those who see our inconsistencies and our bad tendencies to kind of say something and get us lined up with the right people, like Emily and myself and whoever else. And I got a situation too that happened on. I want to talk about that happened on Veterans Day. I went to eat breakfast at a Hy-Vee up at on University up in College Square, and there was veterans who didn't know about processes to access help, and it's frustrating because, you know, it's like, dude, we're here, just reach out, say something, you know, and we will help you follow up with whatever you need. And then I went later on to Applebee's, and there was a situation where a veteran was he was overstimulated. And he was overstimulated, he was anxious, and then he got to the point where he shut down. And the police was called, so I was able to interact at the request of, you know, talking to the police officer. Let me talk to him for a minute so I could make some sense with him and calm him down. So I did that, calmed him down, and then got him out to where he needed to go. But, you know, that's the important thing about, you know, having certain things in place, a protocol or a process. And we're working on certain things with Pathways also.
Yeah, having your phone number is people can call you directly. You want that, and you encourage that, so that's fantastic. So, and there's a good example of how you can intervene and help someone kind of de-escalate a situation that might have gotten out of hand.
Yes,
sure.
Yes.
You have one other party you want to talk about too, right? A little bit later in December.
Yes, on the 21st of December, you know, I was in AFIO after our Coffee Camaraderie. I talked to Tim about, you know, well, see, we could do something for the, you know, the veterans' families and the kids. So we talked about a veteran community Christmas social, and then working with like different agencies like CVMA and local CVMA and AMVETS and local other just
Any veterans organization
yeah,
that wants
trying to
take
reach out
part,
to
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And we came up with this little social where it's going to be light-hearted, handing out like stockings and having a Santa Claus there. So we want to make sure that it's a safe spot for the veterans to go to, and then because the malls is no longer existing where you have Santa Claus at anymore. So we wanted to provide that, and hopefully this could be a template to grow in other communities. If they don't have it already.
Again, that'll be at AFIL. Same
Yes,
thing.
correct. AFIL on the 21st of December, 11 to 3.
And you said you had some thank yous you had to get on, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because we appreciate that too, We appreciate
Yes.
your support of what they're doing. Yeah.
But not just Tim Combs and his agency at AFIL. I like to thank, my home team, Jen and Annie Schreiber, Emily Meier, John Barthel, and Diane Ebert and her husband, Ron, and a away team with Jeremy Frisbee, Mandy Glessner, Sean Berthoff, and all those who, just like to be a part of our organization. And also I want to special thanks to Todd Jacobus and other counties for believing in what and working with us on Coffee and Camaraderie and other events.
Yeah, you mentioned Todd, so we'll get him on the show sometime down in the future. We were trying to get him on for this
Yes.
week, but that didn't work out, but we'll get Todd from Marshalltown on here in a future program. So, you guys, thanks very much. I really appreciate you taking the time to come in, and I'll get these programs going for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Great job you're doing. I really appreciate that. In a moment, we'll have more on the Steel Report as you're invited to a big annual holiday kickoff event coming up in downtown Waterloo. And welcome back to this week's edition of the Steel Report. My guest is the Executive Director of Experience Waterloo. Of course, that's Tavis Hall I'm talking about. He's also a member of the Blackhawk County Board of Supervisors. But today, we're going to talk about a big event coming up. It's the annual kickoff to the holiday season for Waterloo. So, Tavis, tell us about that.
Yeah, we're excited. Waterloo Lights the Night. It is Saturday, November 30th. Starts at 6 o'clock, goes till 8 p.m. Over at Anton's Garden, right there on the corner of Sycamore and East 4th Street in downtown Waterloo, and some great community partners to help pull everything off. But it's really a pretty fantastic kickoff to a special time of year.
There's a lot of stuff going down. We'll show you some of the video. This is not from last year. I didn't get a chance to be down there last year, but from 2022, so just a couple of years ago. All these activities that you can see on your screen here, including fireworks. What else do you have going on?
Yeah, we've got fireworks. We've got, of course, Santa comes by and makes an appearance, and
tree
kids
lighting.
Get to give him a little love. Yeah, the tree lighting really sets everything off. We've got great partnership with JSA Development, which is how we're able to make this thing work, as well as Lincoln Savings Bank. Hy-Vee sponsors our hot chocolate and free cookies, so that's always great. We've got Helen over from Ari's. When mom and dad want something a little bit stronger than the hot chocolate, they can go check her out.
Can they smuggle that into Anton's or not?
It's all one footprint, so they can actually walk around with it. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. We've got a really fun, last few years we've had llamas. This year we're going to have a baby calf named Tough, and then a couple of goat, so I got a cow, a couple goats, a couple sheep. So Santa's stable is the area that we're calling that. So encouraging folks to come through. We've got a great partnership with Friends of the Family. So if folks have any toys that they want to bring for families in need, they're a great organization to partner with. We've got a few others. You can check them out on experiencewaterloo.com and find that Waterloo Lights the Night page.
So if someone wanted to help Friends of the Family and their giveaway, you could just bring a new unwrapped gift and bring it, drop it off. And it's all free, right?
Absolutely.
And everybody's invited, yeah?
Correct. Yeah, it's Christmas is one of those special times of year where people are looking for a stronger sense of community. And so, for us to be able to host that kickoff for the season, we're really excited and proud of what we're able to put together.
No return of Hall on the Wall. I'm so disappointed.
He's at least taking a sabbatical.
Okay, a sabbatical.
Our mission is to promote and enhance the Waterloo experience, and so we're really proud to be able to, of course, bring this event and My Waterloo Days, and then partner with a lot of the other organizations, Main Street, a lot of the festivals, Center for the Arts does a number of events and promotions, and so we're really excited to be able to, of course, market Waterloo outside of our own boundaries. You know, letting folks know from across the state and the country about some of the great experiences you can have here, whether it's a water park or a theme park, whether it's the Gable Museum, John Deere. We've got some really fun facets of life that we're excited to be able to promote. And then these events are a fun way for us to not just tell the story outside of Waterloo, but really get folks internally to have hopefully a more positive view of the place that we call home.
I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Lindsay Peters of your organization for getting you back in here. You were in here, as we taped this, you were in here earlier today for Luke and the Noon Show. So really appreciate that.
Lindsay's great.
But this is really a one-night event, though, and in conjunction with Jessica Rucker and what they do.
That is called Winter Wonderloo.
Winter Wonderloo,
And there's a series of promotions. There's some bar promotion. There's some retail promotions around that. You know, the holidays is a great opportunity for folks to shop local, make sure that those dollars stay within the community, as opposed to just doing the big box stores. Those gifts that are from home tend to mean just a little bit more.
And that's through Main Street Waterloo, which is separate from your organization, Experience Waterloo. You know, we had a big event announced earlier this week just with the Crossroads Mall area. You have to be excited about that, though we don't know exactly how that's going to shake out. But I mean, that's really progress, because people look back on the old mall and it's just not the way it used to be.
That's exactly right. And we've got a lot of hotel infrastructure that's out there, which means we've got a visitor infrastructure. Thankfully, we're in the midst of a few-year project with LaPorte Road to get that much more user-friendly, not just for vehicles, but for pedestrians as well. And so to have a district like the Crossroads District have as many hotel rooms, it's about 1,000 rooms that are available out there. Once we start to have events that fill up, especially with our court work facility that's happening in Waterloo, a couple of the other really fun pieces for us to have an ability to capture some of the retail spend from those visitors is a huge opportunity for the community in terms of taxes, of course, sales tax, but also, you know, when you've got visitors that help patronize businesses, that helps keep the doors open for some of those places that really sort of help define who we are as a community with those small businesses. We are in the process of strategic planning. We're going to have 2 new supervisors. So there'll be 4 of us.
A new sheriff?
3 of us within a first term, and that's a rare opportunity. I think for the board to switch perspectives. Every time you get somebody new, there's a different dynamic. But I hope that the dynamic that's cultivated with the Board of Supervisors is one that's really focused on building community, that is asking the question of how can we versus why would we. That question is really at the core of the dynamic shift that's happened within the board thus far. And I hate seeing my friend Dan Choka go. It has been really great to work with him. Yes, he's a Republican, I'm a Democrat. We're both proud to be who we are, but we're also both proud to be friends. And Dan has been a really great partner in helping move forward some positive, forward-thinking, small p progressive, not necessarily politically progressive, but certainly things that have helped make community stronger. To lose a partner there, regardless of the letter behind his name, and then just a good dude, right? A guy to have a coffee with or something a little stronger with. Dan's always been, even back to my time when I was at Main Street, he was with the police department. He's always been just a good person, someone I would consider a friend. So I look forward to visiting him in Colorado. But you know, moving forward, I think we're going to be able to do some really important, impactful things. I think a local preference policy when it comes to bidding, to make sure that county dollars that are spent, that we're giving some stronger consideration for those businesses that are calling here home. But then also things like a strategic plan. We're starting in on that process now, so we'll be unveiling that, really finishing it and unveiling it in 2025 and 26. So we've got some good stuff happening at the county level, and we've really just got good stuff happening across all of our communities in Black Hawk.
Okay, well, the main event, of course, coming up here, the 2 days after Thanksgiving, Waterloo Lights the Night once again, so an annual event. You're all invited, and it is free. Davis, thanks very much. We really appreciate that. We'll wrap things up here on the Steel Report in just a moment. And welcome back as we wrap up yet another edition of the Steel Report with a reminder that you can find all of our recent shows on kwwl.com. Just go to the home page, find the Steel Report tab there, click it on, and there you'll find all of our recent programs on the home page. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you back here next week.